Hello everybody, they call me Ease and I welcome you back to Baldur's Gate 3, where last time we ventured down into the Iron Throne and rescued most of the people who were in there, including Abelia. And then we came up here and chucked a bunch of damp priestesses into the ocean, which ultimately is probably what they would have wanted. We can only hope, anyway. And today we're going to smash the steel fist of tyranny as we venture into the foundry and ruin everyone's day. Do we need a rest before that? Gale's about the only person who relies on spell slots. And he's got most of his intact, so maybe we don't need a rest. We've had a short one, I think, somewhere down the line. No, we haven't even had a short rest in a while. So we could potentially have a short one, but do we even need to? I say no. Given the stealth approach didn't work terribly well last time, I'm thinking this time we just barge in and cause some chaos. That's a promising start. Now, we dealt with this first room, as you can see from the subtle clues. But we tried to sneak around this room. So this time I say, "Fi!" And in we go.
You have beaten and tormented us to the brink of insanity. You cut out my eyes. But we will bow no more. Gondians! Rip the motivator from this bastard's hands! For Gond!
Cool. So they've decided that maybe it's worth fighting after all. They don't even know at this point that we've rescued everyone from down below. So I'm not sure why they've suddenly decided to take up arms. Unless word somehow got out before we made it back in here. I suppose it's not possible. Either way, this Black Hand Gauntlet is getting stabbed up good. Yes. Mo can probably also do some good damage. They've got high defense though, by the look of things. Even with all in taken off, we missed our first swing there. Which is unfortunate. But Will, how are you going to get on? You're not even going to reach because you've got no bloody movement. So let's fly you in instead. That's good. That's less good. Now, what are you lot up to? Ooh, he's getting big. Now, Gale.
Knight to King 5.
Ideally, you'd throw around some fireballs and whatnot. But now there's grease on the floor. Okay, so that's now activating. Is it going to activate at the end of this first turn? Because if it is, we might just be boned just because of how the order is lined up. We can't shoot it, so I guess we'll just see what happens. Blimey. We're not the only Scorching Ray enthusiast. This lot not doing much of interest. Just hitting people, basically. Playing an allied diva. Blimey, that's actually quite good. There's not a lot we can do about it. Let's do a Wrathful Smite, and that missed.
Sequence trigger imminent.
Okay, so it's about to trigger. I don't know what type of roll. Oh, it's intelligence. It tells us at the top there. Okay. That's kind of unfortunate for most of our crew. But it's not high roll, because 12 was enough.
Deactivated.
Good.
Thank the gods.
But that's Karlach's turn done with. Mo. Are the rest of these buggers as equally well defended? It looks like they are. He's only got 11 dex, so I guess he's wearing heavy armour. Well, we'll give him a beating. And then... Can we shove him? And if we can, how far will he go? Sweet, we set him on fire. Now Will, can you reach this one? You can, and you can do decent damage. When you hit. Why are your attacks rolls so low? We have hexed your weapon, right? Yeah, so you're using your charisma, so you're getting +4 to your attacks. Don't understand why they're so feeble. Bit of aid. Can't go wrong, really. Now, Gale. I do want that bugger down because I wonder if they are gonna, if that will cause their diva to disappear if they also die, basically. So that's a bit of arcane acuity built up. That blur didn't do a lot then. Yeah, some of these guys are taking a bit of a pounding.
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
No! The motivator! Deactivate it! Hurry!
We already did. Is there a second one? Looks like there is. Is that just because they activated one? Because we didn't kill anyone that turn, did we?
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
Let's stab this guy up because we've got advantage. And yet we still managed to miss. Amazing. And then Mo, would you like to dash? And can you reach that thing?
That was close.
You can, good. And that's your turn done. Maybe I should have got Will to do that, given as his hit chance seems to be pretty feeble. But there we go, the diva did go when the other one went. Good. Sweet. That one doesn't seem to have dropped the motivator. So that turn's worked out okay. These guys are gonna not really do much. Oh wait, shock and grasp. That's more than nothing. I do fear for the life of this lad at the back here though. Oh, he is wounding the Fist of Bane. And now he's just teleported next to another enemy. What an idiot. Scale does good damage, but not enough. There we go there. Crossbow bolt plus Cold the Weak equals good enough. So now it's just this one that we're worried about. The one who had her wife killed and who has a son somewhere that was being threatened. Was her son in the Iron Throne? And if so, was he one of the ones I rescued? Probably best not to ask questions if you're not sure you'll like the answer. Well, you can reach across here, can't you? You can fly. Whee! Excellent. That's a bunch of Gondians saved. You lot heal yourselves. Where's our man? There he is.
What happened to Obelia? Is she safe?
She's fine. Some people died, but she's fine, don't worry.
My heart. I thought her lost. I would give more than just my sight to keep her safe. Our destination is the Neurosita, the nerve center of the Steel Watch. Guide me there, and I'll do the rest.
Yeah, we will get that done when the time is right. You stay here for a minute.
This is hardly the time for errands. Do as you wish, but then we must go. Our destination is the Neurosita, the nerve center of the Steel.
We are going to do exactly as you ask. We're just going to do it without you first, because otherwise you will just get yourself murked, and we'll all feel very silly. Now down we go. Looks like we all made it down. And there's a bit of chaos down here already. I feel like nobody that's down here right now is going to survive, but we'll see. The Hellfire Watchers down here seem to be missing all their shots, so that's a good start. Now you... we can hit even with... I was going to say we had a pretty good hit chance. Even with Great Weapon Master on. But no, we've missed both our shots like an idiot. It's not any more impressive than the Hellfire Watchers, but hey ho. That's better. Yeah, it's in these numbers. Well done, Carlet. Is there anyone over there? No. Okay. If you want to just pop in here, who's this one? 85%. Or 60%. Yeah, let's stick to the 85. Blam. Get crits then. Because when Will does hit and he crits, people notice. And he's even got a bonus hit. Nice. So what are you going to do? Gondians. Not much, probably. Yeah, stay out of trouble. That's the best thing you can do. No, Gale can't... Well, he can fly up there, but can he see anyone if he flies up there? I think he can from here. Pretty sure he can see down here and rain hell on this guy. So yeah, we'll start with Scorching Ray, get some acuity going. And from up here we might have a good chance of connecting with a crossbow. Not a bad chance, but it didn't pay off.
You fight against progress. I will not allow it.
Okay, there's another motivator activated. I think I will get Will to deal with that one, not just because he's closest. Dominate person on Gale. We don't really want... Oh, and he didn't save against it. What a prick. So that person there is now priority target. Nice. Please don't hit Gale just because he's dominated. Good. Not completely useless then, these Gondians. So Bori is also dominated someone. But they're still being shot at by the other Bay Knights, which is interesting. Silence doesn't really affect our crew all that much. Okay, silence doesn't stop the motivator from warning us that it's about to go off. That's good to know, one supposes. Yeah, those Gondians that are facing the Watchers. They're in difficulty, I would say. So that's a motivator out of the fight. Not much else we can do with Will this turn, really. You can march forward a bit. Now, Mo. Need you to take this one down. Pisk. Oh! Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's see. Concentration broken. Amazing.
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
And that one can't be dealt with this turn because she's got an extra attack, but she can't do other things with it. So she may as well start stabbing up a Hellfire Watcher. Now, what do we do? I mean, the Watcher does need to go down. But we could also throw out a Fireball or something like that. That was fun. We like fireballs. Is anyone particularly near death? Froda's kind of near death. Piss. Yeah, this one is doomed. Gond will probably do his best to help you, but there's limits to the sort of difficulty class that Gond can deal with. Damn! That was good. Oh, piss. Stop activating your motivators. I'm gonna have to run around and deal with them. Oh, there's a second one going somewhere as well. Oh yeah. We're not going to get the chance to get any attacks in because these Gondians are too useless to stop these motivators. And there goes one of them. I'm not actually sure if these motivators need to be stopped or if they're only affecting the people who are down here. Because if they're only affecting these guys, they're all going to be dead soon anyway.
Warning. Sequence triggered.
See, that bugger's been maimed. They're not long for this world. Bit of hellfire there. Annoyed the crew quite a bit.
Forever dauntless.
I just worry that these motivators might also kill the people upstairs. We don't want Xana to go down. So Will.
Too close for comfort.
Yes, you deal with that one. Mo. You are stood next to one, right? Yep, there it is. Jolly good. And if you'd like to move out of the Hellfire, that would also be quite nice. Get some HP back. Karlach, it looks like you're one-on-one with a Hellfire Watcher. How do you feel about that? She doesn't mind. She can keep it busy. As for Gale, let's see. We are beginning to whittle down the numbers. Let's try and crossbow this lad first. Okay, that didn't kill him, unfortunate. Guess we'll just firebolt him to death. And now we sit and wait when everyone does their thing once again. Triple Sonic Backlash though, that might do good damage. Cool, we did take someone else out. We like this. I think maybe a Gondian just also dropped, but it's possibly fine. Will's taken some beatings. And there goes another. Yeah, we're definitely running out of Gondians. Except for the smart ones who hit up top. Don't silence Gale. That's rude. No, piss. Don't come up here and fire things at Gale either. Jeez. That bugger getting repositioned didn't do anything for them. But there's one down. Which means that one can get hit and they can go down. We can get our temporary HP back. That's a pretty solid turn for Mo. Karlach, you should probably continue to deal with this bugger. You're not doing a whole lot to it, but you're kind of occupying it. And then Will has apparently been goaded. Gale has been thoroughly hellfired, which is the worst news. I guess that's partly the fault of the Gondians, because if there hadn't been multiple targets up here, then maybe he wouldn't have been. Now if he moves... What if he hellcrawlers? Then that gets him out of opportunity attack range, which is nice. And then who have we got down here? Who's pretty weak? That one. Let's them out the picture, and that's a little bit of temporary HP for Gale. Good. Yeah. Bala is in trouble. That one's commanding people. But they're just standing in my moonbeam, which is cool. Sonic Backlash is definitely doing the work in this fight. Stop hitting Mo with big weapons. These Hellfire buggers. Not nice. This fight isn't going as well as I hoped. But at least that's good damage on this Watcher. Karlach, let's see. You definitely need to move this turn. But you might get hit if you do move, so we'll queue up a B teleport and then you can scuttle away. Good. Will, you can smash this one a bit. Blimey, that's damage. Sweet. That's real damage. Now Mo, would you like to cancel your end turn and step away? Very kind of you. Gale, do you want to fly to there? All your arcane acuity appears to have gone. Probably because you keep getting hit. But you still got a great chance of connecting with that one. What are you doing? That one's about to explode, you spoon. Maybe one Gondian is going to survive the fight. At this point, it's hard to say. Are we all going to survive the fight? One can only hope. Yes, is the answer. We're all going to survive the fight. Step away, please, Carla. Yep. Get your little victory shot in. Blam. Victory is ours. We'll wander through some acid, but victory is ours. Kind of worried about all this hellfire that's hanging around. Don't want to move too much in case Gale decides to fly down in the wrong place. But we'll risk it. No, there we go. Good. No hellfire for us. So that was much rougher than I expected. It's the first time I've done that fight from coming down this way to get to it. So that might have been part of the problem, rather than coming in through the main bit, but maybe not. Let's have a poke around, see what's going on. Parasite specimen. We'll take that, because I was thinking, Will, do you have Luck of the Far Realms already? You do. Good. Amazing. That was the main thing I was thinking. He's also got Cold of the Week already, so let's add Psionic Backlash.
Your desire.
Now everyone's got that. Great. Have a quick look at these books. The Many Faces of Gond. The gnomes chose their own name for Gond. Nebelun.
There it is. Gond's true name. Nebelun.
What do you mean there it is? That doesn't mean anything to you, Mo, you sausage. But nonetheless, it's good that we found that book. It shouldn't really be necessary, but it's good that we found it anyway. Let's see what's going on these corpses. Probably not much. There's a key though. Keys are nice. Given how poorly that kind of went, do we want to look into a better suit of armour for Mo before we do anything further in here? It's tricky because this suit saves her from crits. I've got a helmet in mind that'll save her from crits, but to get that we might have to go through more Steel Watchers, so... No, I think we'll disappear, if we can.
Wanted the easy path.
We will rest, and then we'll come back in here and finish this place off. Okay, we're not allowed to rest on this upper floor either,
I
but
can do better.
maybe if we go out here we can rest. But then again, there's also a Steel Watcher out here. But this is just a regular ass Steel Watcher, so are we even that bothered? Bam. Get crit, son. Then get boomed. Okay, Mo got proned. That was unfortunate. I wasn't expecting Mo to get proned. But she got back up, so that's fine. She dealt decent damage. Will is immobile, because again, prone. He can shoot his little bow. So it could be worse, one supposes. And then let's... Oh, wait. Cancel that end turn, because we got a crit, didn't we? So we got a bonus attack. Nice.
One can't always be a gentleman.
And then we'll scuttle away a bit and just do a bit more damage with Gale. Or not. What are you doing, friend? I didn't ask you friends to get involved. I mean, it's nice of you to get involved, I suppose. But I didn't want this thing to potentially accidentally blow up, so I'm glad it hasn't. Because it could do any moment now. Do we risk an opportunity attack and scuttle away again? Yeah, we're going to rest in, like, a brief moment, so we're not too worried about taking damage. There we go. So now it's going to go. Will is still maimed. Can we save Will from the explosion? No, because he can't be moved by force because he is wearing his fancy armour. Unless he's got a passive for it. Let's turn that off. Let's go back to Mo. Let's save Will from himself. Lovely. Now you can put your arm back on. Then this lot can just run around like they're contributing. Cool. So out we go. And now we can rest. We just need to come out of this door and we can rest. So apparently someone wants to speak to us. But I don't see who. I see no exclamation marks over people's head. Oh no, there we go. It's Ravengard. Of course it is. He was hiding when I first looked from this sort of angle. He's invisible.
First you cleave my heart in twain, now you shatter it to pieces. My son, a monster. Twisted beyond recognition. To think my blood flows through those veins. Is this my fate? To be freed from Gortash's hell, only to be trapped in yours?
It isn't what you think. It never was.
You turned your back on me, on your city, to chase the she-devil and her power. She stinks up the place even now. It is exactly what I think.
We could try and explain things, but it'd be easier to let the tadpole do it.
Ravengard's tadpole clenches as your memories and wills flow into him.
My tears wounds. I'm in your mind.
The Grand Duke sees Mizora and her infernal sisters. He sees the agony in Will's face as an impossible choice is set before him.
No. My son.
The past becomes present, and Will's thoughts are laid bare. Ravengard sees Will partnering with Mizora to defeat Tiamat's cultists before they could lay siege to Baldur's Gate, and he sees everything beyond. The Nautiloid journey, the perilous path to Moonrise, the astral prism, and the Emperor within.
Will.
Everything I did for Baldur's Gate. I did for you.
It's the truth, Ravengard. Will's always been a faithful defender of Baldur's Gate.
My son. You sold your soul to save Baldur's Gate, and I cast you out for it. You gave yourself to the Hell's eternal fires so I might walk free. By the gods. Can you ever forgive me?
There's nothing to forgive. You wanted to protect the city. I only ever wanted the same.
You are a better man than most, and a better son than I deserve. I'll yet make amends, but my duty is first and foremost to the city and its people. There's something I must ask of you.
Go on.
Before I was captured, I was on a mission. Returning from Elturel, I discovered the plans of the Absolutists. I immediately realized the city couldn't defend itself against such an army. I didn't despair, because the city has a secret guardian, a worm that sleeps beneath. He can be called upon in times of great need. This is such a time. You've been trained in the ways of the great champions and proven to be one of them. The worm will answer your call. You must seek him out.
Waking a dragon doesn't sound like a good idea.
This is no ordinary dragon. The worm goes by many names. Ansur, the waiting storm, the heart of the gate. He promised Balduran he'd protect the city if ever its existence was threatened. But just the once. Since then, the city has faced countless threats, but we always overcame. There was never a need to call on the worm. Until now. The Absolute is the greatest threat Baldur's Gate ever faced. The worm must be awakened, and the task falls to you. Take this. The Legend of Ansur. An ancient epic. Ill-remembered. Dismissed as a mere tale. Let it set the path before you.
Your faith in Will's well-founded. We'll seek the worm and ask for his help.
Thank you. And may the city know the truth of my only son. Pride of Ravengard. Pride of Baldur's Gate.
Yes, we're all very proud of Will. When he actually hits people, he hits them pretty hard. With that out of the way, it is time once more to venture into the Foundry, but Will wants a word now.
We'll finish what my father couldn't. We'll awaken Ansur, the heart of the gate. O Balduran, founder due veneration. His guardian dragon Ansur, tremendous in worth. A savior below, our eternal elation.
How about translation? I don't speak Bard.
Consider this. To Wormway neath prison's deepest level. That must mean Worm's rock prison. That's where we'll find the entrance to this Wormway. Then this. With the shock of a true hero's spark flickers, the torches alight, and Worm's eyes shall awake a glitter. To open the way, we'll need to spark torches. This dragon Ansur was Balduran's ally. We'd be fools to let him sleep while the Dead Three's chosen raised the city.
Fine, we'll go and deal with the dragon. But first, we'll go and deal with downstairs in here. So we find ourselves in the control center. Criminal apprehended, beginning interrogation. Who's got wisdom? It's Will, or it's Karlach.
Your mind whirls as the brain, swimming with parasitic juices, connects with yours. With a jerk, your mind is transported. You look down, your body of pure steel and power whirring. A dwarf cowers before you.
Please, Mr. Steel Watcher, sir. I'll never steal again. I swear it on my mum's life. Just let me go.
I don't really believe them, but let's try and save the day. $17 is not sufficient to save the day. $6 definitely isn't. Well, we tried.
You struggle against the parasite, but can only watch as you raise a mighty leg.
What are you doing? No! Please!
You stomp on the dwarf, bones and intestines splashing on you.
Well, that's a bugger, isn't it? Maybe we should just deal with these the other way. That might stop them from hurting people. That's how Mo deals with brain jars. Anything else of merit in this room? Maybe you? Yeah, if there's a code entered into the Neurosset, it can blow up. Doesn't specifically say what the code is though, but Mo may have intuited that when she looked through the book earlier. Now, what have we in here? 3 Hellfire Watchers. That's not great. Nope. Hello. There it is. We've also got the Titan. At least these 3 are crossbow buggers and they're not going to hit us with big swords. But what's Titan all about? Legendary resistance? Yeah, not surprised. It's quite fire resistant, which is a bugger. Maybe the others are too. So maybe Gale's not the best for this fight. But it doesn't seem to have any legendary actions. Maybe that'll change once it gets weaker. Either way, we will start work on this one. And then we can run away because they don't have opportunity attacks. I don't think we can take down more than one per turn. But we don't want a debilitating shot on Gale. I should have probably also checked. Yeah, they're all fairly fire resistant. So, Mo. Hiss. Bam. That's nice damage. Also, rage. Let's remember to rage for once. Then let's smack that one a bit more and scuttle away. So Gale, you do have shocking grasp, but they're not like particularly vulnerable to lightning. You got Cone of Cold. You got Eldritch Blast actually. 3d10. 3d10 basically. So that's cool. Let's move you down there maybe. I worry it's a bit close to the Titan, but what can we do, eh? I mean, keep moving you is the answer. Yeah. We'll put you over there. And Will. That's a good bit of damage. But this one still doesn't want to explode. There we go. We got there in the end. Titan is doing a Hellfire Curse. Gives the target disadvantage on Strength, Dex and Constitution saving throws. But no damage? But they're all immune to psychic damage, aren't they? So there's no point backlashing. Yeah, we don't mind disadvantage on throws. That's not the end of the world at all. And you've just stood in the explosion radius of your friend because you're an idiot. So that's 50 HP gone already. We like this. But now it seems like this one wants to be our next target because the others are all hidden away. But this one might do opportunity attacks, so still like to get behind you then. And deal with this one. And then move away. Spreading out is probably a good idea. Let's do lots of that. Now Mo, can you hit this one? Yes, good. Amazing. We'll put you down there somewhere. Gale. Eldritch Blast. 85%ers. It's not the... I mean, it's pretty bad damage. But it could be worse. Well. Divine Smites. Should probably be using them more. But then they keep missing, so... But when they do hit, real damage. Now Titan is dashing again. Okay. If we can keep flying far enough away that Titan has to dash about the place, that's great. We love that. So we'll dash on Karlach and get her back in. See what we can do to this one. The answer is not enough to finish it off. But that's why we dashed, so we can just dip again. Gale can shield up once more. Oh, that one is going to explode. Okay. Very good. Given as the other one is kind of already within range of it. Maybe I want to smack this guy instead? He's got high defense. But we've got reckless attacks. Piss. But we do need to hit, otherwise rage might wear off. Fuck. We failed to hit. There we go, we got a hit. Now we are going to take damage if we escape. But I still think it would be wise to escape. Good. Saved against what was probably a prone. And we're gone. Gale, you can hit that one. And Will. I mean, we do need to take this one down. So Will's Divine Smites are good. We do want to focus on the other one for sure, but as I've said, there's not an option right now. It's Karlach. You could probably get in and stab the other one though. And then dash back out again. I feel like you've got the ability to do that. So let's go. And let's come over here. It's a shame this one gets to move first, because of course he gets to move out of range of the explosion. Now Mo can smack this bugger. Good damage. We like this. It's insane damage. Gale can do... Perhaps enough to trigger it. Nope. Still not going to kaplode on us. Will, you need to be somewhere where you're not. So let's get you over here. You haven't got a lot of movement speed left. So you can't actually get close enough to that one. But you can shoot it. It's immune to frightened, but it's not immune to damage. Perfect. That's what I wanted, basically. Is to just take that one out this turn. This one can dash again. Now we need to start dipping in and dipping out on this one. But Karlach is a ways away. So maybe this turn she's kind of stuck with arrows. That one's kaploded. Mo might be able to reach. Let's see. She can dash in with a fly. Turn off all in. And she got a hit. Great. She got a second hit. That's amazing. She is going to suffer an opportunity attack though when she legs it. But it didn't prone her or anything, so that's the main thing. Off she goes. Oops, that's Bone Chill, that's not... Eldritch Blast. I misclicked. But wait a minute, doesn't this bugger go into a heal thing when it crumples up all small? Maybe Bone Chill is the answer. Well done, Gale, you may have accidentally made an excellent point. I'm not even going to shoot your crossbow at 6%. Now... Well. Off. He's getting in some shots. Oh, he's got booming blades as well, hasn't he? Which missed. Okay. You come over here, friend. So we're dashing again. We're going up this way. Hellfire Curse on 2 targets. Eesh. Let's use a high level counter spell. I don't know how high it has to be. But I don't want that guy doing what he's about to do. Now, Defensive Protocol Bulwark. His Repair Matrix is operative. He's going to heal a bunch of stuff every turn. He's got Hellfire missiles and such. He's generally a pain in the ass right now. Okay. He didn't take damage, but he did get bone chilled. He's unyielding. Only an attack dealing 40 damage can harm the Steel Watcher. So can we even harm the bloody thing at this point? That's a question. Or are we just surviving until he decides to wake up again? I feel like we can't really hurt it. So maybe we just spread out a bit, because I think he might be doing big AoE attacks on the ground. Yeah, that did no damage. Let's see what he does. So he tries to heal himself. He pushes out anybody that's close. Which includes Mo, who was too close apparently. So, let's think about this. Frick. Bone Chill missed. Have I still got Doomhammer about my person? Yes. So if we equipped it, that's going to prevent us from having any more actions this turn, right? But it might be necessary next time it goes into this mode. We don't have any Bone Chill scrolls, but we've got Doomhammer, so let's think. Karlach doesn't have any Bone Chill cantrips, unfortunately. Any of our arrows going to be of any help? Ah, Arrow of Ilmater. Or Ilmater. Ilmater? I think it's Ilmater. Bam. That connected. So he's not healing again this turn. Oh, and Will does have Bone Chill. So actually we've got multiple ways of dealing with him. Amazing. Hellfire Curse again. Let's see if we can't counter that. Good. Now we're back to just dealing damage to the bugger. So is it worth switching back to the Sword of Chaos? I think so, just because of its increased hit chance. Bugger does have some bludgeoning resistance, and maybe Foe Hammer is the answer. But for this turn, running away from the Git is probably also the answer. So let's do that. Karlach is already close enough, so let's get in there and try and hurt it some more. It's decent damage. And she's actually probably the best one to tempt out the opportunity attack. Because it's got a good chance of missing her because of her Cloak of Displacement. So that's nice. Gale, what would you like to do? Back to Eldritch Blast, I suppose? And then Will. Piss. Boom. I shouldn't have run in with you though, I should have flown in with you because now you can't really get far enough away to stop it attacking you next turn. Well, it's dashing anyway, okay. Is it going to do Hellfire Curse again? Yeah, and Gale's out of range. Oh well. Oh wait! I'd already forgotten that Hellfire Curse is just that feeble one that just does saving throw stuff. I was under the impression it was the one that spews hellfire all over the battlefield and generally makes my life hell. But no, that was me being silly. Maybe I should Go for some Scorching Rays, but then... Let's see. Oops. We got some Arcane Synergy, but we don't have any Acuity. And if we deal fire damage, so we're not going to deal fire damage to it whilst it's in this mode. I was thinking maybe get our hit chance up a bit on Bone Chill. But that's fine, we got the connection off, so that's great. So let's just all make sure we're out of repelling range if we can. Hopefully we're all out of range. Good. And the Hellfire missiles come back in. He pops up next turn. So potentially we all getting close now. But he doesn't do a repelling matrix at the end of this turn again, does he? I don't think so. So he's Bone Chilled. So maybe let's get in close so that we've got more chance of attacking him next turn with everyone. It's quite a fight. I like it. It's challenging and interesting. Let's see what he does now, if anything. Curse, again. Curse is fine. Now, stabs. Bees and booms. And flees. Well, dash. Then flee. Good. I'm glad that didn't hit, otherwise she would have been well within range of his deadlier attacks next turn. But no.
So much for peace.
Now Mo. 65. Decent damage. Not awful damage at the very least. And then we'll pop you up here somewhere. Gale's accidentally become the MVP of the fight because of my accidental misclick on Bone Chill. Maybe we'll give him a cheeky crossbow shot as well. A little 25%. And then he can get well out of dodge. And Will smites. Hisk. Another smite or a boom? They're both 14 to 48 actually, so he doesn't really need smites. But what he does need is to start hitting things. And that's not working out well for him so far. Okay, so you're going to detonate now. Two turns, detonation impending. Is that going to kill everyone? It can't move or act until it does it. It's got 75 HP. And it's got unyielding constructs again. So, I kind of think we probably can't stop this. Do we know how big the detonation's going to be? We're just going to assume that its detonation has some sort of limited range on it. And that it's not going to be able to hit the furthest corners of the room. We'll spread out a bit, just in case it also gets blocked by some barriers that might be in the way or something like that. And let's see what happens. Okay. The answer is we survived. Jeez, what a fun fight.
Let's have a look.
Oh, and you've got a legendary bow, don't you? Nobody on the team really uses bows all that much. Is it better for Karlach to keep +3 initiative? That's probably more valuable. Is it better for Will to be able to inflict frightened on things? Maybe not, because even with flight, Will sometimes does need to use his bow. So we'll give Will the bow. And now it's probably time. We do know the name of Gond, so we could just blow this thing up by ourselves. But I'd rather go and tell our friend, because he wants to know that it's done. He also wants to be able to clear everyone else out of the foundry, because we don't want the other Gondians hanging around up here, not realising that the whole place is about to blow. Zana, my friend.
We are losing time. You must guide me to the Neurosita before the Bay Knights send reinforcements.
Yep, let's go.
Lead the way. I'll listen to your steps and bring up the rear.
Given how fragile the Gondians have proven themselves to be, you can see why it was a good idea to leave them behind until we cleared the way. But we have cleared the way. Now it's time for Xana to be a hero.
The new Rossiter. I can hear its hum. Familiar, yet painful. I helped design the Steel Watchers, toiled night and day on the first bipedal prototype. It is fitting it ends this way. I will bring down not only the Steel Watch, but the very foundry itself. This place will be smoke and rubble when I am finished. Are you ready, my friend?
Do it.
Gond, let your hammer be my courage, your furnace my heart.
Yeah!
That was a hell of a show, my friend. Watchers collapse in the street as we speak. And the foundry. Well, it won't stain this beautiful city with its abominations. Not anymore. But it's not over. So long as a single parasitic Gondian remains, Baldur's Gate is under threat.
Enough, Wulbren. Gortash enslaved us, forced us to build his Steel Watchers, but no more. Take the city, let the Iron Hands reign supreme. I just wish to go home and hold my daughter.
Tubin's right, it's over.
Please. If a Gondian told me the sky was blue, I'd look outside and check. You Gondians will lie, scheme, and torment this city until your dying breaths. Let's end this!
Wulbren, enough! I won't watch as you poison your soul, and the brilliant future that remains to the Iron Hand Gnomes. I thought the Iron Hand Gnomes had corrupted you, Wulbren. Now, I wonder if it wasn't the other way around. Kill the Gondians, and you kill all we love. Collaboration, challenge, solving problems with the power of reason, creativity, and invention. I still want to believe you're better than that, Wulbren. But even I am having my doubts.
There's no honour among thieves, Barkus, and the same goes for the Iron Hands. Take Wulbren's place, lead them yourself.
I say you're right.
Yeah.
They deserve a leader who'll encourage them to create, not destroy. They deserve someone like me.
Yeah, they do.
I can't save you from yourself, Wulbren. It hurts terribly. But I can't. Toss your values in the bin if you want. But don't throw out the Iron Hands with them.
This is ridiculous. Iron Hands. Kill this man.
Wulbren. You prick.
How dare you? Cowards!
The Gondians recognize Barkus Root as leader of the Iron Hand Gnomes, and look forward to ushering in a new peace between our factions.
It is with a heavy heart that I remove Wulbren Bongal from our ranks. You have until first light to leave the city. Wulbren.
I expect treachery from all sides, but you, little Barkus, the boy who followed me from the Underdark, who clung to me like moss to stone when we next meet, My hammer will cleave your skull in two, and that is a promise!
Well, we can't have people going around threatening Barcus like that, can we? That seems a bit shitty. What if Wulbren were to suffer some sort of unfortunate accident?
Pave my path with corpses. Build my castle with bones.
Okay, he's over there. What if we were to just sort of fly over here? And what if we were to just sort of reach out with a hand, you know, just accidentally like, bump into Wulbren, and we were to just sort of like accidentally hurl him into the water. Oh dear. And thus Wulbren Bongal is no more. What a prick. Barcus though, he's still here. He's still in his hero pose next to us. And we should probably start next episode by having a little chat with him. Until then though, thanks for watching, friends.